Hey guys, Kevin Francisco here from yugatech.com, and today we'll be taking a look at the Vivo V5s. It's a direct successor to the V5, so it's still the same selfie-centric device, just with updated specs. Is it worth going for with its 2,000 peso increase in price compared to the V5? We find out. The V5s still has a 5.5-inch display with a 2.5D curved Gorilla Glass. On top of the display is a 20-megapixel front-facing camera with f2.0 aperture for your bright and high-resolution selfies. Meanwhile, down at the bottom is the fingerprint scanner. The size of the phone is kept clean with minimal antenna lines blending with the unibody design of the V5s. This is another difference from the V5, as the V5 only has straight antenna bands at the rear, while the V5s carries U-type lines for a neat look. Both the volume rocker and power and lock button are on the right side. On the left is just the hybrid card tray for the SIM and micro SD card. The top of the phone is virtually clean because the 3.5mm port, micro USB port, and the loudspeaker grills are all located at the bottom end. The back of the phone shows the refreshed design of the V5s. It shows a similar design with its more expensive sibling, the Vivo V5 Plus. Here sits the 13-megapixel rear camera with its LED flash. We do find the placement a bit off to the top, but it's just us nitpicking. With its 5.5-inch display, the V5s carries the same modest HD resolution at 720p just like the V5. We watched a couple of videos and could say that it produces decent brightness and effective contrast. These help details in images to pop out more, although if you look closely, you would already begin to notice pixelation. Colors are sparingly saturated, which would pass as acceptable to casual viewers. Vivo also wanted better than stock audio on the V5s and implemented a hi-fi audio chip. Listening to music on headphones proved to be satisfying with its wide range of details. The handset runs on Android's 6.0 Marshmallow and is layered with the company's FunTouch OS version 3.0 that still looks like it was inspired from iPhone's UI. It lacks an app tray and has the capability to bring up the quick menu by swiping up from the bottom of the screen. Overall, the interface looks neat and is fluid for navigation. If you have apps flooding your main screen, however, all you can do is group them together in folders to achieve an organized look. The V5s carries 64GB worth of internal storage, which is double the V5. Out of that, about 52GB is available out of the box for media files and apps, with the rest eaten up by the software itself. If that's not enough for you, there's always the option to mount an additional storage via microSD. The camera has been kept intact with its 13-megapixel rear shooter, complete with PDAF and an LED flash. The handset produces images with impressive dynamic range and details. Its rear-facing camera gets good details on the bright areas and dim spots alike. For the main attraction, its front camera with its 20-megapixel sensor was made using Sony's technology and is accompanied by an f2.0 aperture and a soft front-facing LED flash to illuminate your selfies in low-light situations. The company knows that a soft light is key to not overexpose the photo, and it does work well as the effect appears natural. Since it's a selfie-centric smartphone, it has a dedicated face beauty shooting mode that applies filters to try and make your face blemish-free. It basically blurs and softens detail, so the outcome should be a fairer skin. Selfie shots were actually more impressive compared to other beautification filters we've tested before. This is because the software makes the effect look natural, which is very important, although we found its weakness when you take a selfie inside a moving car at night. Inside, it sports a 64-bit octa-core processor from MediaTek with 4GB of RAM. This combination is actually capable of doing heavy tasks like gaming and running resource-heavy apps. We've had it for a week as our main driver, and we're happy to report that it handled itself well during our daily operations. Switching from app to app showed no lags, and there were no programs crashing during our entire time with it. Games like Asphalt 8 Airborne also showed what its 64-bit processor can do, although we noticed the device tends to get hot when we play games for a period of time. The Vivo V5s got the bases covered in terms of connectivity, as it has 4G for fast mobile data, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS with AGPS, and USB OTG support, so you can open files from a portable USB while on the go. Though there's LTE on board, there's unfortunately no mention of the 700 MHz frequency support. Using it for voice communication, we've had no hiccups as far as audio and call quality are concerned. Additionally, GPS with its AGPS is pretty accurate when used for navigation apps like Google Maps, Waze, and Strava. Rocking a 3000 mAh non-removable battery, the V5s could last us a whole day on a single charge thanks to its modest 720p display. We also didn't forget to run PCMark battery test where it yielded 9 hours and 19 minutes compared to the 8 hours and 27 minutes of runtime for the V5. As for a standard video loop test, the V5s was able to last for 14 hours and 44 minutes. This is a lot longer than the V5 with its 11 hours and 52 minutes of result during our time. On the other hand, charging the device for exactly 1 hour only yielded 48% of power. In the end, it all boils down to considering the 14,990 pesos price point of the V5s. With that, you get double the storage space of the V5, an updated FunTouch OS, and a new unibody design. Everything else is pretty much the same. With those in mind, we'd say that the additional 2,000 pesos in price is worth going for over the V5. This is because aside from specs, we also gathered better battery time and benchmark results on the V5s. It still doesn't have support for the 700 MHz frequency though, so that's another thing to consider if you're a heavy data user. And that's about it for today's review. If you like this video, kindly give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Once again, this has been Kevin Francisco, and thanks for watching. See you guys next time.